Dotty dotty. We like to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky, Video Homicide. I'm back with a Friday night smoke sesh, Friday night special. Crumbs all over my shit. I just ate some chips. Yeah, I'm like right in the throes of starting a new Well, I've already started it, but we'll kind of get into like the bread and butter of this in a few minutes here. I just kind of make sure everything is streaming properly on the old YouTube, because I think the only time I ever had a fuck up, other than recently, I tried to stream in my car, but I've had it fuck up in the car. My phone overheated, and the other time I was using the YouTube app, I think, or maybe I was using the other one. I don't know, but either way, it was not record. It wasn't live. We're good. Good to go. So there we are. We're live, and I brought some stuff to show, and also I kind of want to briefly talk about the new issue of Heavy Metal that just came out like a month or two ago. But I'm gonna make its own video when it comes to that. But I do want to at least talk about it because I finally finished the fucking thing. There's quite a few stories in there, I'm not gonna lie, but I was definitely impressed, and I'll definitely be picking it up just based off of some of the stuff in there. Like, the thing that I keep going back to in my head is that one. If you've read it, there's a story in there where it's like these two. I almost kind of compare them to the two like dope heads from the movie, the guys that eat the sniff the plutonium Nyborg. It's kind of like those guys smuggling a bunch of monsters, and they crash land on this planet, and it just so happens that everyone on this planet is like a universal monster. And not just universal monsters, like there's other types of monsters, but I like the way that comic looked was so fucking awesome. And just, you know what, why I'm gonna bust that thing out. No, because I want to make the video. That's fair enough. I don't want to fucking, because it's gonna be hard to show the comic like this proper, you know what I mean? I want to be able to film it so you can actually see it, not through a fucking webcam. Josh is in the house. What's going on, dude? I went to Pink's today. I just realized, why is it so laggy? It's because I was looking at it through the there we go. I was looking at it through YouTube and not through the streaming thing. But I went to Oneida today before work and grabbed a half ounce of Hindu Pink, and it smells pretty good. There was a bunch of fucking different types in there, like, because I usually this right here was $40 for half ounce. It smells pretty damn good. It's like a fucking, oh yeah. So what I usually do is I transfer that into this jar. I haven't smoked it, but it smells damn good. I usually weigh it, but you know what? I've never been fucked over there, so what's the point? The one time I don't weigh it is the time that he did fuck me over. Like this flow state that I'm in right now when it comes to the whole comic thing is, I wrote out I'll get into it a little bit deeper. I just want to check this dope out. Roll one up. But basically I write what's going to happen down. Like, I don't write a script when I make my comics. I usually just sort of, like, I know what if this makes sense. I know what they're going to say. I just don't know how to put it in words yet until I see the page. Like, for instance, that last one that I did with the High as a Fly, which is, you can read that whole thing on my Instagram. But I can't, like that's a perfect example of, like, I knew what I was going to say, just like I had to put in words, and I actually had to add a few pages and that's something that happens. So, if like the reason why I'm saying like tips for making comics is like this is shit that I've like dealt with when making these fucking books. And like one thing is like be prepared to add pages. Don't be afraid to add pages because if you think like if you think even one iota of a fucking thought that this page isn't like, like you need to add one more page or fucking five more pages, do it. Because if you don't, you're gonna look at the book when it's done and you're gonna know this extra bit of fucking plot or dialogue, and no one else is gonna, you know. So my advice is plan out is like do what you have to do. Like I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube of like how to make comic books and this and that and like this like my personally I've made 10 comics to this point, all right, and they vary in length from 36 pages to like 8, but they were all just sort of like I don't want to say like kitchen sinked, but like pretty much I just like had these ideas and I was like, okay, what the fuck? The biggest like the main project I did was Blood Drunk. That was the one that I was like, okay, I want to actually make something that isn't the samey same sort of thing. And I planned that out using thumbnail drawings on a quarter size of a piece of printer paper. So if you bust that down into 4, that's the size of the of the sketch that I would do. And I've actually got some of them right here. This is actually for something that I'm eventually going to work on. This is the Western, but I would like plan out pages like that, just like very, very sloppy, very crude, and work off of that. Now it like that right there is better than some of this shit. Like some of this shit is just like very scratched together, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm doing now with this newest comic that I still don't have a title for is I'm doing thumbnails that are basically because I want this to be a watercolor comic. Like I want to use watercolors for the backgrounds and all that stuff. I want it to be like I'm very influenced. Like obviously, if you've seen that fucking heavy metal haul recently, man, oh my god, I've been in the throes of this shit. I've been reading comics. Like I honestly owe it to that new issue of heavy metal that came out like I said a month or two ago because I was like, fuck, I want that. I want to check that out. And I'm glad I did. And like, dude, I read that, which like the thing is, like, this is how I was reading the thing. Get to work. Sometimes there's 10 to 15 minutes fucking to spare. Boom. I was reading heavy metal. So I could, I was reading like, depending on how much time I had, would, sometimes I would put the bookmark in like mid story and I'd just be like, okay, I'll just read that last page again or whatever. But yeah, so that was like a 2-week event. And now what I threw in the car was Ed Piskor's Red Room. So the first trade. So the first story, which was the Anti-Social Network, which I've read. I don't know if I've read all 4 issues, but I definitely read the first issue, which I think was like a super issue. There was like, it was a thick one. So I've been rereading that and just really enjoying that. And, just I'm sort of, I want to get like a thing on the channel where I review them, like sort of like kayfabe style, you know what I mean, with the camera facing down. Like that's what the video will look like. But I want to review and recommend some comics because, dude, like the state of comic books right now is just so samey same. Like everything just is a samey same for me, man. Like you go into the comic shop and you look at the wall and it's like, fuck, okay, like it's almost like nothing but stuff that I could give a single solitary fuck about, all of the new shit that comes out from Marvel and DC is like it's not even a question for me. Like the only because when I tell people, hey, I like comics, I make comics and stuff. I don't. That's not like I don't say, hey, my name's Ricky and I make comics, but like what when I allow that information to be out there, which is pretty fucking public knowledge, describe myself as I'm a self-proclaimed underground cartoonist. Um, my comics have never been for sale inside of a head shop or a weed shop, which is a goal that I want to do. But my comics are in a prison in Montreal. The guy's out now, but it was fucking it was quite the thing. Sawblade's in the house. What's going on, dude? Sawblade, this is perfect. So, because I've shared with Sawblade this project I'm working on, and I'm just sort of like describing how like with the last couple of comics that I did, like I would do like these types of thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? Like just very basic stuff, but with this new comic, I've once again I've done some very basic layouts on these little guys, but my actual layout is a much more. It's the most polished like layouts I've ever done. Really, you know what I'm saying? So like this, I don't have a title for this yet, but to compare thumbnail to oh, there it is. I was like, where the fuck is that? So like here's the thumbnail, right? And now here's the more, you know, polished layout, you know. And like you know what, like because I'm doing this because I want to do this paper on like I'm not against working on like on a watercolor sheet like this big, but I just feel like I need to do it bigger because I don't want to fucking, you know, I don't want to jip myself for space because like again, this is going to be like the first time I ever watercolored a whole fucking comic, or I haven't watercolored in years. So, and I'm also like I might not watercolor everything, but I have a specific vision for the backgrounds in this. Like I'm very inspired by the likes of like Mobius right now, Richard Corbin, all that shit. So again, like this is a very, very, you know, much better than usual sketch. And like the truth of the matter is, if I've got my phone, the original thumbnail for that came from this. Um, so this is like done on my phone, like with my fucking finger. So it went from that, and then I just kind of scribbled this down because I like to be able to look at it, and then you know, and like this was originally page one, but I've already had to like uh rearrange that. Like this is no longer the first page in the story, but it's the first page I drew. So I have six. Excuse me. I now have seven. What the fuck? I'll just show them. So that was page one. This page right here is one that I really like. I can't wait to do this one. This is like you know, you can see like the cactus and shit like that. So like like I'm like I said, heavily influenced right now by heavy metal. Um and just watch and like looking at all this art that I've sort of like never really been exposed to, you know. And I have like really roughs for everything here, and I think that's a really like fun little bottom of the page there with him like he's dodging like these bullets that are being shot at him through this giant skull. Flying van, you know. Like our main guy, like our main dude carries a huge axe, but he also carries like a high powered fucking rifle. His our main guy gets his bike stolen. He wheels it on the back of the van. Our van takes off. And like this page right here, like I have to add another page before this one goes on the screen too, because in the story, like he's being shot at, you know, and then this van comes along because he's his you know the sniper's like covering him. He steals his bike, so I need to include a page where something happens where the sniper leaves where he's at. You know what I'm saying? To like fucking. Because why else would our guy be out there looking at this fucking van driving away, basically? You know what I mean? If there's a guy still shooting at him. So I'm thinking about um doing like a dirt bike. Like sort of like this is like to me, like this is sort of like Mad Max-ish with I don't know. There's like it's just it's like it's sort of like Mad Max on Mars in a way. But it's not like, I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but that's the only way I can think of saying it right now. I'm already fucked up, but I gotta try this new weed. Look at the. Oh, thanks a lot, dudes. Josh, Sablé, thank you. Sablé's just inking away on that fucking terror rat, dude. It's crazy because this weekend is TCAF in Toronto, and Johnny Ryan's gonna fucking be there. I'm not attending this year, but I think next year I might. I talked shit about TCAF because, um, you know, $500 for the table and all that stuff, and I was like thinking about it. Like every time I've ever done a table, it's been like $20, and some people pay thousands and stuff, right? But like my thing is like, okay, if I can do a table for $20 or free and clear over 200 fucking dollars, which is the usual, and that's like 3 hours. So what if I fucking tabled at TCAF? I'm paying 500, sure, but what if I clear who knows how much? You never know, right? Like there's the only one way to find out, and that's to try it. So next year, I think I'll probably submit an application. I'll fucking maybe I'll get my brother to fucking to do it, because I remember looking at the application process, and they made a post basically. I don't know if it was like a raffle or if it was for everybody, but you could get the wave feed if you were if you had these qualities about you. And I was like, I don't really know about that, because then I'm the only one fucking paying, and I'm the only one that's fucking, you know, at risk. Like it was basically like a kind of a smack in the mouth if you're a fucking white bald fucker, man. Have you ever heard of SBX or Table? I've heard of it, of course, and it's actually happening the weekend of the Eddie P Comic Con in Pennsylvania, which I'm going to. It's in September. But that's in Maryland, which is like 3 hours from Pennsylvania. Like I'm already driving like nearly 6 hours just to get to fucking Pittsburgh, and then to tack on another 3 to get to Baltimore. Like I don't know, dude. Or Bethesda. I want to go to that though. I will probably next year. We'll see what happens. But anyways, enough fucking bullshit about TCAF and their fucking application bullshit. And this is no disrespect to them, because whatever, they gotta fucking please to everybody, right? Which I'm fine. I'm happy with that. But like if you're making the application process like super expensive for one type of person and not everyone else, I think that's fucked. And I'm the one person, so I'm like, hey, I seen a comment on that post that they made that time, and some guy was like, "This is kind of fucked, isn't it?" And then someone made a comment saying like, "You're the type of people they don't want there," and it's like, it's kind of a weird thing to say. So that turned me off. That's why I was like, "Yeah, fuck that." But now I'm thinking like, fuck, I could make some scratch out of it, and probably meet some people. Like I said, Johnny Ryan's gonna fucking be there, and it would have been awesome to meet him. Like the thing that I'm more excited about, like when it comes to the Eddie P Comic Con, is like bringing my shit and being like, "Hey, Jim Rugg, here you go. These are the comics I made. A lot of these comics I made listening to you talk, so check it out." And I think he'd love it, dude. If I hand the guy 10 comics, and if I'm done this sort of Mad Max, heavy metal, Mars fucking thing, I'll have that. I'll be like, dude, check this out. And like, I'm not against inking these pencils and making like an ash can, or like I'm gonna scan all the pencils, and then I'm probably gonna fucking ink the scans, and you know, make like a little ash can. Because like I don't know how long this comic's gonna be. It could be as much as 25 to 30 pages, I'm thinking, to get out the story. Um, I'm sort of employing that, like, if you've read any of my comics, like especially Blood Drunk and Vomit Coffin, I do this thing where like sometimes I go pages without having like panels, or not pages, but like not every page is like just a bunch of panels. Like I do a lot of splash pages, because I like to sort of like set a tone. Like for instance, in Vomit Coffin, there's a shot where they're in the kitchen, you know, and like you can see like different layers of inside this kitchen all the way to outside. But yeah, I would love to go to fucking SPX. Like I said, I would love to get chosen to sell at TCAF. You know what I mean? Like I said, like that last zine fest I went to really like inspired me to be like, okay, like maybe you can make some money out of this, but like I think making money on comics is uh is easier to do in person than like trying to sell on Instagram or sell or giving it to like a comic shop or whatever, which I've done all of it. But being able to like be at your table and fucking sell your shit. Like when like the last one, like my wife was there, like my brother came by, my mom came by, my dad came by. It was fucking awesome. And they got to like witness this like because like when I sell Vomit Cough and I say this is like Cheech and Chong in Evil like meets Evil Dead. Or I was saying Freak Brothers, but I felt like that was much more of an esoteric thing. You know, like the mainstream people know who Cheech and Chong is. Not everyone knows who the Freak Brothers is, okay? Unless you're like a fucking, you know, total fucking underground comics addict like most of us are. It was just Gilbert Sheldon's birthday on the 31st, which is my grandpa's fucking birthday, rest in peace. Gilbert Sheldon's birthday and Clint Eastwood's birthday. And the thing is, like, my grandpa was like the most like well, he was in the Navy, he was the most OG motherfucker you ever met. Straight Canadian, straight East End London. And I don't know if he knew that he shared a birthday with Clint Eastwood. He would love that if he knew that. Or I hope maybe he did, but I don't know. I just have a feeling he would have mentioned that. We like me and my grandpa's movie, like our favorite movie to watch together was definitely Gran Torino, dude. Gran Torino. We loved it. Even when cause I would cut his hair, go over to his place, he'd be sitting there smoking fucking dirty old reserve cigarette, like $12 a bag. $12 a carton. He's smoking on these things, tossing them into an ashtray, cracking a fucking the guy could have got any beer he wanted. He fucking get the cheapest beer, Brava. I think he bought like those cheap beers because like that's what we talked about, like us, like me and like my buddies and stuff like that. Like my buddy Tom came over, like when my grandpa lived at the house, like my buddy Tom came over many times, puked on his kitchen table, and the whole nine. You know what I mean? But we had some good fucking times over there. Dude, I so bad want to give Jim Rugg a copy of Terra. That would be sweet. That's the thing. Like that's why, like even like Sawblade, like you're a guy that like if I wish I could have handed that to you in person and been like, dude, this I fucking made this. I know my shit doesn't look like your shit, but I'm inspired. You know what I mean? That's like the cool thing. Like there's so many guys that like I am inspired. I don't want to say like I look up to. You know what I mean? Like make it sound like fucking like like fugazi. You know what I mean? Or fucking freakish or fiendish. But like I'm inspired. Like I look at some shit, go holy fuck. I look at a fucking heavy. Oh my god. I have this is why I brought this out because oh yeah. So this is all the original Vomit Coffin. I've went through this on the channel in depth, but uh where's that one fucking page? Like this page right here is one of my favorite pages I ever fucking did. And it's inspired by the Aleister Crowley fucking picture, which I printed off because I wanted to have like an inspiration shit. You can see it poking in there. But like this is important also. I know I'm like all over the place with this fucking stream. But if you're making a comic or doing anything, any kind of art piece, but specifically making a comic, and you're like, oh fuck, there's this Charlton Heston at the end of Planet of the Apes when he's you damn dirty fucking you blew it up, you maniacs, all that bullshit. You could print that picture off and be like, dude, just include it in your binder. Like I keep all my shit in binders like this. Ideally I'd like to get like a bunch of those portfolios, but I just feel like you can't get enough shit in them. And I kind of store my stuff by year and by project, by main projects and stuff like that. Like all my comics are separate from like just sketchbook stuff. Like I haven't really done much sketchbook stuff at all this year. Like it's all been comics. It's been the Beavis and Butthead comic, it's been High as a Fly, and it's been this one so far. So, and this is like probably I don't know, each one of those pencil drawings, I don't it depends on how long it takes, you know? I could fucking work on it for 20 hours if I could, but a lot of them is just like, you know. So he was an extra lucky no, Brava. Brava, Carling, um, and then near the end before, like, because he had a stroke eventually, but in the end, it was, I think it was Coors Light. I think he liked Coors Light, but the thing was, like, you think like, "Oh, he's you know, he's calming down." No, because we got on the hard liquor, and he was using Coors Light as his chase. So this guy, like, this is the thing. My alcohol of choice has been since I was fucking 13 years old, Appleton Estate Jamaican rum. That's my favorite fucking drink. And you'd go over there on a Sunday and he'd have a fucking 26er of Appleton and like a 26er of one of his, because he was on a couple kicks. He was on the kick of fucking like Navy rum. He would call it Navy rum. And the shit. Cinnamon stuff, fuck's it called? Fireball. And then Jack Daniels honey whiskey. Or just like Crown Royal, like apple, or like whatever flavor. You're just trying all these boozes and stuff. But yeah. Fuck, we got fucked, man. And like whenever like a group of my friends would go over there, like everyone was just like annihilated by the end of the night. If you weren't annihilated by the booze and the dope, you were annihilated by Stu's fucking constant fucking bellowing of the cigarette, fucking like going in your fucking. It like basically like went in his mouth and then out his nose, and then like the streams like went into like there's a kid here and a kid here, and like the streams just went right into their faces all night. It's like, hey, you know, but you know, everyone was smoking and toking and stuff. Stu was a fucking he contributed to the delinquency of minors, and God bless him for it. You're way more organized than me, dude. The thing is, it's a work in progress. Like I feel like I've been working on this fucking room since we moved in here. You know, I still have like so much stuff to go through. Like this, like what you see behind me is basically everything that is there's shelves underneath that, but like that's like my main project right now. Going through a lot of stuff, moving stuff. I feel like moving shit around in your collection is a good way to sort of uh put stuff in a higher priority to read, because like I said earlier in the stream, like I've been reading a lot again, reading comics, I mean, and it's fucking awesome. Comic Crack, shout out to you, dude. I watched your fucking I watched like half of the Eros video with like the fucking like the undergroundy like porno-y comics and stuff. Thoroughly enjoyed. And I love that part. I even wrote a comment. You were like, some of these are like exceptionally dirty, and I was like, I fucking died when I heard that, man. I died. I feel like me, Comic Crack, and there's like there's some other Cammy, there's some others like peppered throughout, like the Canadian comic book fuckers. It's like we get it. Okay, I've never tried this dope, so let's smell it. It smells okay. It's called Hindu Pink. They have weed there that's fucking 220 an ounce, and I bought 220-ounce dope from there before, and it's like I can get a $40 half ounce, and it'll last me and my wife a week, no problem. I'll take it. I was talking about how you have your reference in comic projects and binders. No, I know that, but that behind me, that's where all that shit is. Like my shelf of all my sketchbook shit and all that, it is like behind. I have a bunch of binders that have like fucking a few things in it. I was like, I just figure this out, dude. That's why I posted that photo recently. I know your shit is fucking. I know you got your mind and your P's and Q's with your collection. Also, Sawblade. I've yet to pull the trigger on that Slain because I want to check around locally before I fucking do anything drastic. I don't do that, but I should. Thanks, man. Glad you dig it. Yeah, man. I do dig it, and I like I said before. I've said this many times. Comic Crack and Jared Osborne are the ones that are keeping me in the loop, pretty much. But I think I'm more on par with Crack when it comes to like the type of the type of stuff, because I feel like Jared is still, he's still sort of got his toes in the like further into the mainstream than me personally. Because again, like I don't, when I go into the comic shop and I see all this fucking Marvel stuff and like all this other DC stuff, I'm so like I wouldn't even like, the only reason that I ever pick those titles up is if it's one of those facsimile editions. You know, like I think I bought the Tomb of Dracula one. I'm like, dude, it's Tomb of Dracula #1. Gotta get it. But it's and like, and the other one, the other ones that I got of those are I have a reprint of Mad Magazine issue 1, and I have a reprint of Hulk #1. Jared is firmly in the mainstream indie world. I watch him for some of the same reasons you do. Yeah, yeah. I definitely, yeah, that's the way it is though, because like there could be like, if something came out that like everyone was like, this is monumental, like you need to read it. Like the last few times I did that, I was like let down. I did that with this with a series back in the day, and this is probably gonna piss people off, but that's that comic book called Saga. No, I would have rather fucking took that book, closed it, set it on the fucking ground, and then put a Sega on top of it and played some Sega, because I could give a fuck about Saga. I thought it looked good, but I didn't give a shit. Like I was like getting into like underground, like I already was already into underground stuff, but I was like I was moving like out of that. You know, I was picking up the fucking IDW Godzilla book that just, and like the IDW TMNT book, and it's like, to me the art just kept getting more horrible and horrible inside. And I was like, and people are like, this is such a good, this is the best run. I'm like, what? Were we looking at the same fucking comic? Like honestly, like I couldn't believe it. The Mars Attack, but like all these books that I was like, oh fuck, like they're properties that I like and stuff, and I'm like buying them and I'm looking at it. I'm like, what the fuck? The only good TMNT book that I got as far as art personally that wasn't a Kevin Eastman thing was I think it was shit. It was a TMNT book. And the art was by Matu Santaluco. I forget the name of it. I think it was like something to do with Shredder. And there was that James Stocco guy, or Stokey. He did a fucking Godzilla book called Half Century War, which is like fucking, if you like Jeff Darrow, look up James Stocco. Stokoe. Holy fuck, he's got good art, man. Yeah. Very, very influential in terms of you know, really covering a page. And like it was almost like guys like that were meant to draw those types of characters. Like I wish Jeff Darrow would just do like a fucking book where it's nothing but monsters, like, or excuse me, Godzilla. He did that book called Rusty, or excuse me, Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. I remember seeing that when I was a kid, like because I had already gotten hard boiled off my Uncle Mike, and I'd seen the cover of Big Guy and Rusty, and I was like, no, that looks fucking gay. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about some like little rip off of like a, you know, little kid uh in like this big robot fucking thing. Like it looked like that one Disney movie. I forget what it was called. Um Shit. It had like a giant robot. Maybe it was called Giant Robot. But that book is basically a Godzilla book without Godzilla. Because I was watching the kayfabe video of it, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? This looks insane. I wish I had a fucking bought it back in the day, because I remember seeing the cover and I was like, ugh, I didn't even flip through it. I didn't even flip through it. How fucked is that? Yeah, oh, this is the fucking sickest book I've ever seen. So I don't even give a fuck about what the words say. I just want to read that. I just want to look at the fucking thing up close. Like when you look at a book that you don't own, like through a video, it's sort of like kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of shit. Man, I can't see you getting anything out of Saga, dude. I didn't. Five Ghosts. There was a book called Five Ghosts. There was a book called East of West. All these books that you had to pick up. You gotta pick this up. It's the best thing. It's the best thing since fucking sliced bread. I didn't give a fuck about any of it, dude. I was too busy buying fucking comics. Like, there was a comic put out, I think it was IDW, it was called Chin Music. It lasted like 2 issues. It was the weirdest, fucking coolest comic ever. IDW was putting out the Kevin Eastman and Simon Beasley things like Fistful of Blood. There was that one War of the Zombies, I think, something like that. I'd have to dig it up to see it. But Doctor Strange Full Sunrise. Ever look at? I know. The new TMNT has some pretty solid art, and yes, to Stoko, he's the best man. You know what? I actually picked up that new TMNT, the issue 1 of it, like that new IDW run. It was with like Raphael was in prison. That was the only issue I picked up because I was like, fuck it. I think I seen some of the artwork online, and I was like, oh, I got to check that out. And I went to the comic shop. It was there. I was like, dude. Check out James Stocco Orc Stain. If you, I have like 1 issue of Orc Stain, and I know that one of his books is he's doing a sequel to one of his books. I forget the name of it. It's a long name, but I think it comes out in August. I want to say I'm gonna be picking that up. Yeah. You know who else is really fucking good is I've heard like shout out to Ed Piskor. I love the guy. I don't agree with everything he fucking says on comics. Like, here's a perfect example. He often like talks down about Avatar Press, like that. Like, they did Crossed and they did Ferals and Stitched, and the thing that I was getting off them that I really liked was the Night of the Living Dead comics. And there was a guy doing the cover art. His name was like Raul Casareses. It was a Spanish name. I probably just butchered the fuck out of it. But dude, his covers were immaculate. They were so beautiful. Like, I remember specifically when I first was like, hey, I'm gonna pick up Comics Weekly. I picked up Night of the Living Dead with on the cover it had a Raul Caresis cover, and it was like a Santa Claus thing, and he had like a Coke bottle in his fucking one eye. The other comic was Killigy by Alan Robert, the guy that is in the band Life of Agony. I talked about him recently. I want to reread his book. He's actually done a few books. One of them was called Wire Hangers. One of them was called Crawl to Me, and the one, I think it was the one that was called Crawl to Me, was specific, like very fucking disturbing. Crack. Did you ever hear about Alan Roberts' Killigy? It's called. It was like a comic that was marketed as Goodfellas meets Night of the Living Dead, which is like a pretty fucking accurate description. Oh yeah, shout out to Gilbert Sheldon's birthday on Saturday. It was Doobie Day, they called it. I was already fucked out of my mind, but I found out after the fact. I think that any press still making print at this point is doing okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, they have that fucking like good shit coming out, but the majority of it is dog shit. Like, if you're telling me like those Marvel comics are enjoyable, then I don't know what to say to you. And same with like the DC, like all that new shit. It might be fucking. It's. I don't want them to ever go away, but those comics are meant for fucking like people that are like 7 and up, 7 to 12 years. Like, it's just dog shit. The art, maybe it's good. Maybe you get like some fucking Jim Lee here and there, or you get some fucking like some cool covers and stuff. But it's become a game of covers. It's all cover stuff. You look at these books, fuck, that's a sick cover. You open it, it's a dog shit art with that fucking over exaggerated digital coloring. We've talked about this in the past, the lens flares and all this bullshit, and the fucking 25 highlights on the guy's fucking hat or shoulder. I said hat and lifted my arm up. I don't know the name. And honestly, I was kind of on the same page as Ed. Avatar Press doesn't do much for I can get that, but like those Night of the Living Dead books, they had fucking good stories, man. They had the art wasn't always the best, and I'll be the first to admit that, but those covers alone, dude, like I wonder if I can find those. I think that I know where they are. There's just like original art laying around. Like this is a Filthy Ralph piece that my homeboy did with me. He even drew me. I just have nowhere to fucking put it right now. I don't have a frame. He did this piece. He said that he started with this and he fucked it up. He said so he wanted to do that, or vice versa. I love both of them. I think those Avatar books, those Night of the Living Dead books, are in this box. Yeah. Okay, there it is. So this is that guy. Like, come on, dude. When I seen that, this is what this has got to be like 2011. Yeah. But like again, like the inside, I'm not calling it dog shit, but it's dog shit compared to the cover. You know, and I know that. I'm not saying that like. I think that the whole Jeff Darrow rip-offy stuff that happened more in Crossed than it did in this. And I think that I've got a couple of complete runs of this Night of the Living Dead book. Like they did one called Aftermath. Yeah, so I have the entirety of Aftermath in here. But I know I've got some more of those Raoul covers. Like this was a good one. Trying to like in the casino, because that's where they were in the story. They were like on their way to Vegas. There's another holiday special. Yeah, these Night of the Living Dead books I was a sucker for, man, just because I was like, this is a one shot. Like this is the thing. Okay, this is from what 2012. This is a one shot. It's a square bound, perfectly bound one shot called Day of the Undead. The price $2.99 for fucking. Nowadays that book would be like fucking $15, or who knows how much. Oh fuck! Aftermath made up to issue 11. It must have went to 12, I guess. Then. Turns out most of these are fucking Aftermath. I thought I had another storyline. That's a good one. I'll show you that. And that. This is very EC-ish. And then this is I'm sorry that it's probably like very shit quality looking at these from here, but yeah. And then like another sort of unrated, like I don't know if Crack, if you're still here, dude. Jesus Christ. I tripped over my fucking work boots. There was a Scarface miniseries. Matter of fact, there was two, and they are both worth checking out. If you ever see these in the wild for cheap, the Scarface books, dude, really fucking awesome. This also has all my underground stuff. Free throws, Zap. This is all stuff that I've already filmed. So it's got 68. Speaking of TMNT, there's all my TMNT stuff, which I had probably like 20 of those fucking IDW ones when it was all said and done. There's the Richard Corbin issue. I kept a few, like the Richard Corbin issue, a reprint of issue 1 with a color. I know you can't see this, but I'm not gonna fucking. And then Michelangelo one shot. There's the Image first issue. I think Eric Larson did the cover or the art. And then that story I was talking about, it was called Secret History of the Foot Clan by Matu Santaluco. Like there's some more Corbin action. I think Corbin did some work on these Twisted Tales. If you've ever read these from Pacific, I don't know how many I have there. This issue number 7, and there's only like 5 in there. Crack, I was watching your one video, and you were saying how like sometimes you just put a bunch of shit in one bag. I do that when it comes to minis. Like a lot of the minis, I do that. Just because it's an easy way to keep them, you know, and you save on space and on the fucking bags and boards. So there's that. I'm sorry about this. I've been neglecting the comments. Oh, fuck the old neck, just fucking cracking like a cocksucker. Not necessarily enjoyable. I see a resurgence in total punk rock, OG underground making a resurgence. Yes, I've witnessed it firsthand. That's awesome. Do you still have that Terror Rat piece you did? Dude, that's got your name on it. No one else would get that but you, man. Filthy Ralph almost has enough felonies to run for president. Hasn't buried any exes under the fire pit yet, though. That's funny. That he can dive into a box and then find one remotely. Fuck, I'm so close to what he's referencing boss level. I can be talking about Superman's gym socks and end up with a box full of Pit and Spawn and get lost in another tangent. Never seen the Scarface comic. I'll keep a lookout for it. Yeah. For me, it's also about saving space so I can buy more comics. A bag and board per comic takes up space. I believe it. I dropped a bit of Filthy Ralph tattoo flash on your Facebook today. Total redraw. A bit of Filthy Ralph tattoo on my Facebook. This is the thing with me. Every day, I pause Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Messenger on my phone because I don't. Oh fuck! I see Jason Patch or Justin Patch. This is from fucking. Oh, it's like everyone was tagged. I was gonna say, what the fuck's that guy tagging me for? The 22 shots is the shit. CB Bill's top man. Comment on your photo. Oh, let me see this. That's awesome. Notify next of kin. Never mind. That's fucking sick. That's sick you did that, dude, because I plan on doing like a video of all of like the, I guess, like fan art. This is dope. I'm gonna read the thing out here. So his caption says, "From me to you, brother, get ink here, fucker. Designing some flash and wanted to let you know I'm still reading your zines. Just hardcore doing my thing over here. I talked my museum quality curse rotten and monkey intestines, and they said you should do an arc where our hero decides to become a tattoo artist and ends up having Satan as a first client. I did buy these certified cursed intestines from Temu, so copyrights may be an issue." Oh my god, dude. That is so fucking sick. I have to like fuck, what did I just do? It's not like on my it's because it was a comment. I have to save it onto my computer. I won't be able to save the caption, but thank you, dude. You nailed like I love the skull tattoo on the hand, by the way. I can show it. What the fuck am I doing? So just give me a second. Our new 3D printer is coming through in July, so I'll print that Ralph I sculpted for you. Fuck yeah, dude. That'd be sick. That'd be fucking sick. I haven't used this in a while, so I was like struggling. Like, how the fuck do I share this? Oh shit, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Where the fuck? There it is. That's funny. Fucking Ralph. Good hands, man. Yeah. I love it. I love how it's like, cause like I feel like this, like the flower shit, like and like sort of like these waves, like it's like he's in Hawaii. He's like the world's worst fucking Hawaii. What's it called? Tourist. He's a fucking Hawaii. He's a tourist of Hawaii, looking to score Roxy's on the beach. What's going on with you though, dude? I was supposed to be giving tips on how to make comics in this fucking stream, but first tip, rule number 1 when it comes to making a comic, is know what your fucking like ending's gonna be. Otherwise, that's where you're gonna fuck up and you're gonna stretch out. I'm gonna share some video or some photos here, but things being difficult. Sawblade. I don't know if Sawblade's still in this fucking joint, but I'll share the photo he was talking about earlier. This is of his character, like this character in the middle you see with the shades, like that's the Terror Rat holding the 44, and there's the Purple Demon, Filthy Ralph, Chicano style, and then the punker. Like it's, I guess you could call this guy Chico because I have that character Chico, like this the punker skull guy, but Chico is the guy that wears the 187 hat, like with the suicidal tendencies fucking style. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with that one. I wonder if I just go like this, will it switch? Oh yeah, look at that. So that's the pencils. It's cool to see like the contrast. I never really scanned my pencils, and I started like around this time, so like probably like 6 months ago. I recommend doing it. This is another example of scanned pencils. You can't really see too much right here in the middle, but it's graffiti I did in an abandoned fucking candy factory. This is actually in a zine. It's in a Lucio Fulci zine. This is a piece that I did, one of my favorite pieces I did. It's actually massive, like the actual like character with the dice and all that. That's like fucking like 8.5, 9 feet tall. Another one. That was the first thing I did in 2023. First piece I did. But anyways. I'm making you a full flash sheet, Camille. That's fucking generous of you. Very thoughtful. Thank you. Had to isolate. Comics made me a target by the current administration. Had to lay low. Comics made me a target by the current administration. That's rad. I'm retiring my robot head for a new mask. Will you take it? I'd love to see you keep it alive. Dude, I literally have no fucking place where I could put a mask. Like I could barely fit fucking books in this place. I really wish I could, dude, but I don't have any fucking room for that. Like I have a fucking I have a mask up there, but all those boxes you see up there, that stuff's getting taken out of those boxes, those comics. It's one of them's actually just zines, but all that is getting fucking put down in this. I got to go through my comic chest, and then up there, I'm putting a bunch of fucking like books and shit. See, I was an editorial cartoonist. Oh, that's what you told me that. Just mean the image for the character. I definitely could draw. I'd keep it alive, like in comic form, of course. Absolutely. That's wild, dude. I don't know why I thought you were gonna like send me some giant fucking mask and be like, dude, where the fuck am I gonna put this mask? I feel like a cocksucker for saying. I remember one time this one buddy of mine was like, "Oh, I got all these Hellraiser comics. I want to send them to you," and I was like, "Ah, no, no thanks." And I'm like, "Why the fuck did I say that?" But I was just being straight up, dude. I had no fucking place for. I had no room for them. Could put a fucking. I could do. Could do like I could do something with that for sure. Keep it alive. Oh, crack the old neck. What else? What else is a good tip for making comics? Don't use fucking computer font. Hand letter. It will always look better. Always look better hand letter, dude. That's the thing. If you hand letter, if you make it foot to tail, or what's that fucking snout to tail, nose to tail, whatever, make the whole fucking book, and then yes, like when I look at my first comic, which I'm still proud of, but I used computer font and speech bubbles and all that, and like I just look at it, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? But it was just because I didn't want to. I rushed. I didn't rush it, but like I guess I couldn't. You know, I don't know. The mask is carbon fiber with air conditioning and a full surround speaker system. It's staying here. LOL. Thumbnail, thumbnail. Oh yeah, thumbnails, dude. Like I said, these are my most recent like I'm 7 pages deep on a new comic right now. And well, I'm 7 pages deep on the layouts. These are like my rough layouts. So that's all 7 of those. Actually, there might be 8 of these, but I've only done 7 pages. But hell yeah, it's cool. I'm doing them on cardstock. I do it on folded in half cardstock. It's just how I do it. What else is thoughtful? Think about how you're gonna print. You know, think about where you're gonna get it printed. If you're gonna print it from home, get yourself a good long arm stapler. You know, ideally, if you're making a thick book, then you're better off. I don't know if it's in here. I don't know where it is, but like I have my like legit staple gun. I don't know where it is, but if you're gonna make a really thick book, use a staple gun. If you're gonna make a just regular thin one, long arm will be fine. Holy shit! I feel like I have a fucking pinch on my lip. Cardstock, damn, bro, dude, it's the best. I love it. I love drawing on cardstock. Cardstock, watercolor, yeah. My favorite thing to draw on for a long time was Staples printer paper, the basic printer paper. I still think it's fucking awesome. But yeah. I've drawn on like fucking like fancy paper before and I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, like I did Blood Drunk on paper that shredded my I probably went through. It's a 13-page comic. I probably went through like 30 microns doing that because the paper was so like I don't know what the deal was. It was actually paper that I had in a sketchbook. I forgot where the fuck I got it. Um Fucking Staples paper. Oh, dude, it's so good. So good, and it's fucking cheap. You can get a fucking million pieces of paper. It fucking costs you like $20. This Hindu pink is pretty good. I'm not mad at it. We're having a fucking birthday party here tomorrow for my mom. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm also, like I said, looking forward to getting all those all those, pencils down. And then I can start doing the color version. Staples missing out on a rolling paper market. Well, that's like the art store downtown. Like if my comic shop, Heroes, art store, BJans, and a fucking weed dispensary from the res were all in the same thing in a grocery store, that's literally all I would go to. I remember one time I bought a fucking vape pen, like one of those 510 cartridges, liquid hash. And I bought some microns, and I like I made a post of it, and some guy left a post saying like they should make a micron that has a pen on it. And I was like, that's such a good idea. Like tape a fucking pen, tape a vape thing to a micron. You're like drawing and fucking ripping it at the same time. Crazy. Ugh, very crazy. But we don't have a comic shop, but Michael's is nearby. I used to work there, and damn, it's sad to see it's about to close. Yeah, that sucks, dude. That shucks. But I've been on here for an hour. Like I said, I got shit to do tomorrow, so thanks for stopping by. Arcade, Crack, Sawblade, of course. Everyone that came through, I appreciate it. But I'll see you in the next one. And expect some videos next week sometime.